Did I not turn on the microphone? I did not turn on the microphone, did I? Jeez, that is embarrassing. That's fine. That is fine. Welcome, everyone, to Rainbow Slush. My name is Magnus Blasowski. I'll be your host tonight. With the Rainbow Slush streams, I'm looking to create a online hub where, people who are maybe like me, who want to work creatively, want to get new impulses, want to learn things, and want to cooperate and find other creatives, can come together and do so here. I didn't find anything else on Twitch that was like this, so I figured if no one else is doing it, I'm gonna do it myself. Each session here, or each part rather, I'll be looking at one specific project. In this instance, we are looking at a game called, drumroll please, let's open up the show and tell, bam, Going Under. If you have anything to do with hip startups, new tech companies, San Francisco. I have never been to San Francisco. I'm just imagining here. I'm just projecting. Or if you are just a millennial who are frustrated with the job market, this game is for you. This is a satirical roguelite by a video game studio called Aggro Crab. I got it right this time. I keep saying Angry Crab. It is Aggro Crab. Published by Team 17. And it came out two and a half years ago or something like that, if I'm not entirely incorrect. Might be dependent on platform too, but not so important. Point is, it's been out for a while. I think this game is incredible. I played it a year ago, and I would love to see more people know about this game. I think this game deserves far more attention and far more sales than it got. I actually don't know the sales numbers, but that's one thing I want to find out tonight. If there even is data for that. But yeah, I would definitely like to know the reception. All I know is that literally anyone I've spoken to, just nobody has played this game. And I know a lot of people who play games, so that's a shame, honestly. So I've been advocating for this game for about a year now. And tonight, I'm looking to see if there's a way, like, can we give this game the Among Us treatment, A game that was out for 2 years, and then the pandemic came, streamers became more commonplace as people had more time, people were spending more time indoors, parasocial relationships got more kind of accepted and almost needed. And yeah, that game just kicked off because it was a way to interact with the streamers, it was a way to play with your friends as well, and it was just a right fit, a simple game with the right fit at the right time. Now, I don't think Going Under has that same impact due to the lack of any sort of interaction. There's no co-creation on like a streaming level or anything like that, but doesn't mean a game cannot have that widespread appeal. Just look at Elden Ring, for example. It's a single player game. Sure, it has multiplayer, but that's not why it's big. Yeah, I think that there's definitely a way to get this out to a larger audience, and I'm sure there is a target audience that's yet to discover this gem of an indie game. So, now I've been bragging this game up in the clouds. How do we go about doing this? Well, to be able to give this game a second wind, we have to check off a few boxes and look at some creative strategies. And that's what we're going to start with tonight. We probably won't be able to touch on all of these. This is just visual representations of some that I like to use. We're going to be looking at this one right here, representing my checklist here, the creative brief, which is a set of questions that helps us find out where in the creative process we are and which questions we need to ask ourselves in order to progress in what we're doing. I'm also following the spin principle, which is a 3-part model that allows us to, build a strong fundament for, like a strong baseline for our ideas to come. Very often with creative work, a lot of people who start off with it, they tend to just begin with ideas because it's really fun with ideas and you're bubbling over with thoughts and things to what you want to say, and then they're based on nothing. So this is a great way. It's a 3-parter. It starts with research, with what we're starting with today, which is basically gathering knowledge, figuring out what knowledge is relevant, and then you bring that knowledge into a strategy. You concentrate it down to a core sentence, and then you use that core sentence to base all your ideas on that, which means that all ideas that you're coming up with They're still just as fun as bubbly as before, but they come from a place of facts and logic, which is very important when it comes to this. So that's what we're going to be following. That's going to be kind of our roadmap. And then Octalysis, don't think we'll be doing that today. Probably more in the strategy phase, to be honest. But I popped it in there because it looks like, it looks really fancy and it looks like a cool graphics. It's like, oh, models and shit. The SWOT is a bit boring, so we'll use that one instead. But anyways, yeah, as I mentioned, my background from uni is creative communication. My course was called Experience and Event Design, and it's a really cool concept, but the name of the course is just like two buzzwords put together: experience, event. So yeah, without explaining it too much, I would just highly recommend checking out a book called The Experience Economy by Joseph Pine and Gilmore. Definitely a cool book to check out, which kind of gives you an in-depth idea of what the experience economy is. And you know, streaming in Twitch is very much the commoditization of experiences. This is honestly the concentrated end product of the experience economy. So we kind of gone full circle here. Anyways, you can look into that if you're interested in the science behind it. My goal for tonight's stream is to reach a strategy. Now, I don't think we're gonna get to the strategy tonight. If we do, that's awesome. I don't expect us to, though. The maybe more realistic goal would be to say that we know what key knowledge we're lacking in order to create a strategy. But hey, if we have enough key knowledge after tonight, fantastic. Then we have it. So that's cool. Now, I've bragged a lot about this game. What is this game? Almost said Among Us. In Going Under, you play as Jacqueline Fiasco, or Jackie for short. Here we have her in her art form, and here we have her in her Unity form. She's cute. She's cute in both forms. All right. Jacqueline is a unpaid intern, just moved to the big city of Neo Cascadia. And she got a unpaid internship at a soda startup called Fizzle. She's a marketing intern, so she probably is super hyped. And yeah, I'm a young millennials ready to do some marketing. Turns out that at their company they have a low-key over-promising and authoritarian AI which does all the marketing for them. So they don't really need anyone to do that. Which means Jackie is set to do scrub work to survive in the big city. And yeah, that is where our story kicks off. You work in an office landscape, and you gotta deal with a lot of frustrating stereotypes. So yeah, I'll tell you a little bit of why this game resonated so much with me. I think you're already probably getting an idea. I checked kind of a lot of the same builds as our main character here, but I figured the best way to let you understand the game, let's just watch the first part of the game together, shall we? So let's jump over to the gaming scene, and there we are. We're at the title screen of Going Under.
Welcome to the beautiful city of Neo Cascadia. Did you have a nice monorail ride? We at Cubicle would like to congratulate you on joining the ranks of over 100,000 employees hired through the Impoverished Intern Initiative.
Impoverished Intern Initiative.
E-commerce corporation, Cubicle began as a startup. Just a couple guys in a garage with nothing but a dream and a modest cash injection.
A modest cash injection.
That's why we're paying it forward. First of all, never, under any circumstances, explore beneath the...
Okay, I'm gonna do voices here. Hope you won't hate me for them. Alright. Hey, not to be rude, but I already know all this stuff. I had to watch the same video when I applied online. Oh, is that so? Well, then let's skip the formalities and get right to the fun part. Just follow me over to the... not again. What was that? I really hate to do this to you on your first day, Jackie. Do what to me? Just need you to do me a small, tiny little favor and go kill that monster for me. What? Like, kill? Like, right now? I've never killed a person before. And you still won't have. Just pretend you're in a video game. Picture's got hit points and slowly decreasing every time you land a blow. Consider this your first task as Fizzle Beverage's newest intern. Make us proud. He's such a great guy. Alright. Why does she accept? Why do you just accept it? That's horrible. This is late stage capitalism, my friends. And yeah, already you're getting IKEA style tutorials here. You have like a task up here, as you can see. There we go. I'm trying to work with my green screen here. Yeah, task very similar to like the Google Calendar. It's pretty much exactly the same. Very Google Office, like hip new startup inspired style. I love their logo or their this is so fucked. Look at this. Replace breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Fucking meal replacement drink. It's so dumb. Alright, let's put an end to the misery of this poor little goblin over here. Alright, so you just beat him to death. There we go. Bye bye. I feel sick. Now there's just one tiny little extra step we've got to take care of. And that's to go down into the dungeon and kill all the rest of them. That's where the roguelite things kicks in. Wait, whoa, no way, dude. You need like an exterminator or something. Probably just like 2 of 3, 4 more lurking down there in that slide. Said, no man, find someone else. I'm not going down there. So be it then. I had really high hopes for you, Jackie. I reviewed your resume personally. But you haven't got the motivation to work at Fizzle. Maybe I should ask Abby to reconsider your position here. Wait. Yes. I'll do it. This is so fucked. I'll go down there and take a look. Excellent. I knew I saw the spark in you, Jackie. Come back and see me as soon as you've cleared out those monsters. Oh, and don't take too long down there. Stand-up's in 15 minutes. He sucks so bad. Alright. Okay, I feel like you're all getting an idea of what the game is like, so... I see, I have a... Let's see, best followers, primes, viewers on, blah blah blah. I have a bot in the chat. Woo! First time bot. Hell yeah! Okay, rat, welcome to the stream. Bot or not, I respect you as a artificial intelligence. So join me as we enter Joblin, a cleverly played on good old company LinkedIn. As you can see, the game is very clean cut. It follows its concept through and throughout. You know, the humor is sharp, it's on point. It is talking very much about frustrations that I think a lot of people, young people today, millennials today, can feel. It's a millennial's nightmare. You set up in a shitty job, but you don't really have a choice because you're living in the big city and you gotta make some money. The Washington Post had this quote to say about it in their review. The user interface is clean, attractive, and addictive, just like all the best smartphone apps. And yeah, that's for sure. That's something you'll notice as you play the game. And I feel like that kind of gives a sense of how thorough the messaging and the how thorough the message goes through the entire game. I think they've done an incredible job in their communication of what they're actually trying to achieve here. And yeah, it's rare that you see that with games, especially with when they're trying to convey a message. This game is more than just a humorous office wreckfest. It has a story to tell and a message to send as well. And one of the reasons it resonates so much with me, yes, I've been that unpaid marketing intern. I also work at a company, which I'm not going to disclose the name of, which I feel like in many ways portrays exactly the same parodied traits that the game portrays. Employees and managers fit the stereotypes that the employees of Fizzle shows when you go around talking to the other employees at the office in the game. They have very clear stereotypes, very clear things that they're making, poking fun of, and I see it in everyday life. I live with this, and again, I'm one of them. I'm also a stereotype. I am, in this sense, Jackie, very much so. And it's a bit uncanny almost. There she is. And then let's try the first dungeon here and see what it looks like. And then after that, we're gonna get straight into our goals here. In fact, so I can show you. We're gonna jump over to the work scene. Looks like so. Gather enough key knowledge that we can feel informed enough to stake out a strategy, or at least get to a point where we can say what key information is missing to do so. And the quest list right here is the things we need to do to get to that. First one up, learn about going on this reception. I want to see sales numbers, I want to find the social media impact, and I want to look at their campaigns, see what they did already for the launch of the game, and maybe some post updates, etc. But before that, we are gonna show you a little bit more of the game. Okay, we're gonna do a bit of research while we're playing the game here too. So you'll notice it's kind of like an office landscape in this area, and a lot of the iconography and stuff, it's all based on like office culture and stuff. You can see also like each area has a type of workplace toxicity that they're making fun of. In this case, it's productivity, and you can see that definitely the coffee is is being given the holy treatment here. Grilling coffee on the campfire, and you can even drink the coffee. The drip pick up, and when you drink it, you get faster. You see right here, we run around like a maniac. Yeah, let's not turn this into a gaming stream, but I still haven't died. It's a roguelite, so you start from the beginning, and yeah, here you have it. This is also a good example of a lot of the jokes here. You can see this guy right here. Regarding the unacceptably long bathroom breaks taken by contractors. Right, shoot the stapler here. Whoa. And there we are. I was pretty much out of health. It's always also a good time to move on, I think. So we're gonna call it for our little adventure there. And let's move on to this one. Alright. But yeah, so the bosses of each dungeon is the literal boss of the company that the dungeon is, interpreting, I guess, or parodying is a better word to say in this context. So yeah, that's gives you an idea of how the game is and why I really like it so much. So we're gathering knowledge about the game, and the first thing I want to learn about is going under reception and sales numbers, social media impact, and campaigns, etc. So let's just start by looking into it. And I think we can start off with the sales numbers. Before any of you people came in to watch today, I was actually already looking into the game a little bit, and I learned about something called, what was it? Kowloon Knights. So this is a video game fund, and they are responsible for, let's see here. Yeah, they are responsible right now for Aggro Crab. They acquired them and they're sponsoring them. So yeah, there's a lot of studios, pretty famous studios. I think is this No Man's Sky. Interesting. I know they have Spiritfarer, the developers behind them. They are working with them. But this is a very recent development. This is not something that's been happening like for a long time. The funding source also announced the addition of 8 new titles to the roster from the likes of Aggro Crab, Kid Fox Games, and League of Geeks. So quite interesting. This is definitely a growing fund, and they have a whole thing about how they try to make it as easy as possible for the developers. Now, that's definitely a lot of good PR in this article, and also this is on their own website, so we're not going to get into that. It's also kind of irrelevant of what we're looking for. But it is something to note, at least, that they have more money backing them now. They have more firepower, basically. I guess the first thing we should have searched for is... This is their website. Load for me. There we go. Explore the curious ruin of a failed tech startup in this dystopian dungeon crawler. That's just like info about the company, etc. I would just like to know how it went with the game, honestly. But there's no info on how it went, huh? Have the price there. So the price has stayed pretty consistent on this game. I've been following this. First time I heard about it was, and I guess that's data we should probably add to the pad here, so let's pop that in. First time I heard about the game was through a Nintendo Direct. That's where I saw it. So they definitely got it through a Nintendo Direct, and that's pretty much the only time I heard about it. I saw it on a Nintendo Direct, and then I never heard about it again. And the only source of knowledge I got from it was me looking it up, like me actively trying to figure things out about the game. And then ever since I was, being the person I am, not having infinite money, hoping it might go on sale at some point. Which now, I bought it twice now, so I've given them a solid amount of money. It's a bit weird that I haven't heard about it anywhere else. So I in my head I was imagining maybe they got on a Nintendo Direct and was like, yeah, fuck it, we don't need to spend that much on marketing because we're on a Nintendo Direct. That's free PR right there. Everybody will know about it. But they were in like there wasn't a focus on the game. It was one of those highlight reels with like upcoming cool indie games, which is like the worst place to be in a Nintendo Direct. Let's see, there gotta be some stats or some way of tracking stats for a game. Game and player statistics team, that is a thing. We are looking for a specific game. Well, what happens? Does it just take me to the page? Yeah, it does. Alright, this is their Steam page. I mean, look at this. Look at that. This is recent reviews. 96% positive. This is all reviews. 1,582 user reviews. Very positive. That's actually a very interesting stat. So they have 1,582 reviews. Alright, let's see another popular indie game. Because again, we're trying to find out how the reception went on Steam. Let's go check out like Celeste, for example. Breakthrough indie game, super popular, won a bunch of awards. How did they go with Celeste? There it is. Same price, okay. And how many reviews you have? Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, that is a difference. See, this is what I'm talking about. In my opinion, I feel like I would argue that Celeste is a better game. Yes, it is more mechanically solid. It has more replayability. It is, it has a great message and story. So, but they have a lot of similar traits. There's a lot of similar qualities and just a lot of things that make both of these games really good. So yeah, I'm not surprised that Celeste is doing better. However, that is an incredible difference though. Jesus. Celeste has 46,700. Like, how many times more is that? That is insane. That is insane. Alright, let's pick another one, which is one that I don't feel, it's just been out for a long time. Heart and Slash. It's cheaper. And it has very positive reviews, and it has 399. Yeah, okay. So this has been out for a long time. It's a smaller game. It's kind of fun to play, but it's far from anything revolutionary. So I guess the user reviews is a sign of how it's been received. But this game has been out for a lot longer, and I don't think it's a game it doesn't invite for a review. Like, this isn't a game where I would play and then I would feel a need to say my opinion on it. It's a game where I would play, it would be cool novelty, it was fun, I enjoyed it, and then I move on to something else. While Celeste, for example, yeah, I would want to leave a review because like it leaves an impact on you. It's a powerful game with a strong meaning, and I would want to leave a review. So that's something to keep into consideration when we're looking at this. Let's see here. Okay, let's. How about Super Meat Boy? Probably had like 1 million reviews. Oh, interesting. This is actually less reviews than Celeste. Well, I guess that goes to show my point, right? You know, this also doesn't really have a strong message. It's a fun, cool game. It was one of the OG indie games that, you know, became real mainstream. And it was also famous for being hard. But yeah, I'm surprised actually to see it has less reviews because it's been out for so long, right? It's from 2010. Yeah, but how about Celeste then? Celeste came out 4 years ago. 2018. Yeah, it's been that while, huh? Yeah, 2010 is more than 10 years ago. 12 years ago. This is 4 years ago now. Yeah. I played this in Japan. I was already here in Osaka when this came out. What about Going Under then? Yeah. Far less reviews. Came out 2 years ago. So if you double that, it's 3,000. But it's not going to get double that in that time because, again, it's been out for quite a while. It did get an update. See, I didn't know this, but it did get this working from home update. That is so cool. Alright, I really want to play that update. I'll probably stream it. I'll stream the update at some point. Their trailers are good. I guess my only gripe with this trailer is just a lot of, like, I feel like the gameplay visually doesn't portray how it feels to play the game. So, like, when you're playing the game, of course there is those havoc moments and stuff, but you feel very in control. When you're watching it happen, like when you're watching a video of the game being played, it feels a little unpolished. I mean, it's a little bit unpolished because it's Unity. There's definitely some jank in this game. I kind of low-key love their Twitter. It's actually really funny. I guess I like their humor in the game, so it should be no surprise that I like their Twitter. 50,000 followers, that's really good. Bunch of likes on TikTok. Interesting. 1 million likes on TikTok. Damn. Ah, right. That's on the followers and stuff as well. I see. Interesting that they got so big on TikTok. It actually doesn't surprise me. Their game and content fits perfectly. Alright, so it seems when this whole NFT thing was launched, it created a big backlash for literally anyone involved with Team 17. And then I guess that was something that made them make a whole statement about it. I'm guessing, though, it is thanks to Team 17 that they did end up in the Nintendo Direct. So that's cool. Okay, I guess this is the best estimate we get. So just in terms of... I don't really care how much money they made, but I do care about how many people who've played it. And I'm 100% certain that it has greater potential than 100,000 people. Like max 100,000 people. It's probably less than that because it's within that range. So that's just Steam though. Let's keep that in mind. That's just Steam. They definitely got a big push on Switch. So that's a thing. Let's see. Okay, so but that's data. Finally, we have some sort of data. So between 50 to 100,000 Steam owners. Doesn't mean they paid for the game specifically. Could be that they got it through like a Humble Bundle. I know they were in a Humble Bundle recently. Oh, but nice. Conveniently, they have all their handles here, which means we can just go at it. What's your YouTube like? Okay, they had a trailer when it came out. This is the OG trailer. This is the first trailer before the game came out. I did see some improvements after this, for sure. It is gameplay. There's a logo. So they went to expos and stuff. That's good. They seem to have been focusing a lot on the community of game developers. That seems to be important to them. This was their very first trailer, and then this is the second one, is announcement trailer. This came out when? This is close to release. A console announcement, I see. See, now they're getting more of the aesthetic down, right? This is a better trailer, just with the text as well. The humor has been pinned down. It's good. You're getting more of an idea of what the game is. It's not just hack and slash. You can see a little bit of the more human side of things as well. This is great. It's a little long, but yeah, definitely keeping those conversations in the trailer is, I think, is important. This is a way better trailer. What a big step up. Of course, they probably had more confidence now that they had that down as well. Yeah, much better trailer. Give that a like. I never use Twitter, because I'm from Norway and no one uses Twitter in Norway. But I guess I should, considering that I'm doing Rainbow Slush now. I wanna get all up and up there in the Americas. I should do that. There we go. Look at me, huh? Finding the advanced search by searching for advanced search. Charity thing. 1 week left. Oh. Oh no. Oh, did they really launch between Spelunky 2 and Hades? No way. Oh no, that explains so much. Ouch. Ouch, that is a crucial piece of information. Oh no. Alright, so both of those games, I mean, as you probably know if you are a gamer, they just ate all of the attention at that time. Hades was a big Game of the Year contender for like everything, basically. It was widely celebrated. It got 10 out of 10 scores everywhere. Spelunky 2 has an insane fan base. All the Mario speedrunners play it. It is hugely popular. It has an incredible following, and similar, it's got like cult type following similar to the Souls games, where like the people who love it, they really deeply love it, and they will just proudly parade around with it all over the internet and get more people into it, because, you know, it seems exciting. They're hyped about it. It's a hype train that's really easy to jump onto, and Hades, I guess, will be the big winner of that year. Jeez, man, that is harsh. Well, that's a mistake. Have you seen those other games? Rivals of Ether, I don't know what this is, but yeah, I guess a lot of stuff came out at the same time. It's right on the eve of release here. Launch party on Twitch. There they are, the team. Ah, they do like a highlight for all the people. That's cool. Alright, that's really nice. That's a very human. They made so much fun of crypto in this game. No wonder they were so angry about TV17's NFT thing. God damn, they're probably gonna have an NFT. They're gonna have an NFT level in the next game. I can't wait to see that. That's gonna be so good. This is great. This is really good. It is out. Is the woman the only playable character? You know what? I think if there's one thing I've learned from all their release things and all their marketing and all their trailers and whatnot, it's that game releases are extremely similar. Game releases are extremely cookie cutter when I look at this, because sure, the individual content on display here in some way is unique. You know, it's a different game every time. It is you know, different opinions and voices on it, and it is different memes. But it's all, you know, it's all memes. The trailers all have some sort of like similar flow to it. Even though it looks like, you could look at a Mario trailer and you could look at a Going Under trailer, and it's the same thing but two different games. I'm not conveying this well. It's like a formula. It's like a marketing formula where it's like, oh, we're releasing a game. Well, we need a trailer, and we need the pre-trailer, we need the launch trailer, and we need the right before trailer, or whatever. And then we're gonna we're gonna send out review codes, and we're gonna get it into people's hands, you know, playing it. So streamers and stuff, we want to, hey, streamer dude, want to play our game, and do that. Get the publishers and stuff to send the videos to the big ones, you know, the people who want people to buy games, aka PlayStation and Nintendo and Xbox or whoever who's selling the games, you know, Steam as well, promote it to have like the logo everywhere. And this is what gets me. This doesn't work as well for a new independent game, because your brand isn't established yet. So if I see Mario or Elden Ring, for that sense, like right now, you know, I'm familiar with FromSoft. So as soon as I see FromSoft, I'm like, oh, you got my attention. But when I see Aggro Crab, I'm just like, you know, I have no history with it, and so I feel like it doesn't work as well. I feel like it doesn't work as well for these smaller releases to follow that big game release template, kind of. And they've done everything correctly, but I feel like they're not doing anything to differentiate themselves from everything else out there. The game is so different. It could differentiate itself so much, but that's not really what we're seeing on display here. And so maybe that's something to add. Like, obviously, you know, it released between giants. And I mean, this is a tried and true formula. It's a reason people do this. Yeah, I feel like that's the big thing. They have this game with this very snappy humor, and they could have so easily done something more with that in the trailers, I feel like. Because the trailer just looks like cool indie game trailer, you know? I would compare it to like the Stretcher game or Overcooked or something like that. And I feel like that doesn't really grab the main aspect of what makes this game so good. Because like, you gotta read, you gotta pay attention, and if you try to grab people for the first time, that's not really what you do. So, but yeah, I think their social media team is doing great. They're really funny posts, really solid, it's consistent. They're tweeting the right people. They're getting the game into the right hands. This is honestly a pretty good lesson for me too. Like, even if you are good at everything you do, you can still end up in a situation where like you did everything right, but it just doesn't get that massive impact, right? And I think this is maybe it is just because their target audience was gamers, right? They did everything right in a gamer launch, like where you're trying to target the people who typically play video games, people who try out new indie games, you know. And I think that's not a bad one. I mean, again, they have 100,000 owners on Steam, so obviously that's good, right? There's 100,000 people. That's great. I still think there's more potential, but I would argue that that's maybe a different target audience. Maybe that is a secondary audience. There's a primary and a secondary one, and maybe the secondary one just hasn't been tapped into. And that's something I would argue. That's my hypothesis here, and I would like to explore that more. See, they're great. Like, they're banking on all the things happening in the gaming space, but that kind of feeds into what I've been saying, though. It's the gaming space. It's only the gaming space. I think I haven't seen anything that's not gaming related on this one. Think of all the how to say, think of all the people who's really, you know, who's now making fun of NFTs, who's now making fun of crypto. They would eat this up. Absolutely devour it. Anyone who's been on Tinder, like, I think the mobile space is maybe where they should have really been pushing it. I think I'm gonna call it here for tonight, for the creative communication stream. But we made some solid progress. So let's just take it back to the research here. Let's open up our document. So what we learned today. Let's take a look at that together, shall we? Okay. So we set out today to gather enough key knowledge that we feel informed enough to stake out a strategy, or at least get to a point where we see what key information is missing to do so. Okay, so I feel like we haven't really reached this goal yet. We are definitely getting some key research in here. We definitely have some key knowledge that we have learned, but we're not quite like we're not at the verge of a strategy at all. There's still a lot more that needs to be learned, and I think what we're going to do before we finish up here tonight is writing down what those questions are. Like, what do we want to know now that we know these things? So quest number 1 is complete. Learn about going under's reception. Sales numbers, we have an idea. They're mediocre. They're not bad, but not terrible. You know, not terrible, but not incredible by any means. And I think we found out several of the reasons for that. Social media impact, solid. You know, for the first game, like getting up and out there, they're definitely getting a following, attention. They're doing all the right moves, posting the right memes, etc. So social media impact, I'll say, is good. It's like a strong, solid first impression, and it keeps being good. And campaigns, etc. So that's the thing. Very gamer heavy. Good for gamer. Good for gamers. That's what we would learn. Now, I'm a little bit too tired to start filling out models today. That's definitely something we're going to start doing tomorrow. However, we can start on the creative brief. We can do that. I'm going to make a Google document for this, but for now we're just going to do it in notepads. We're going to take a look at the creative brief. This stuff right here is going to get more relevant soon, but let's just put up our next mission here. Which is gonna call this key knowledge hunt. That's gonna be the mission name here, and the first one is okay. We actually let's do one thing first. So let's just first go through what we learned, and then we start on the creative brief. And then we finish off there by adding the key knowledge hunt's quests details. Alright, so yeah, they've been acquired by Kowloon Knights, so they have more money now, which is cool to know. They were in a Nintendo Direct. They were also featured by PlayStation. However, I only knew about it from the Nintendo Direct, but I do also follow Nintendo far more than I do anything else, so, you know, that was their way to reach me, and it worked, so good on them. Great on you guys, it got me interested. Okay, but again, I'm a gamer, so, you know. I think the part of me that really connected with this game is not the gamer side of me, it's the marketing side of me, it's the millennial side of me, it's the I hate late stage capitalism side of me. You know what I mean? That's the, you know. How many times can I say that in a stream? I don't want to even count. Don't at me. Actually, please at me. No one's following me. I need the attention. I just want someone chatting, honestly. That would be awesome. All right. Let's see now. Next up. They have 1.5k user reviews on Steam, which is let's add that, which is kinda low. Kinda low-ish. It's not bad. It depends, but for a game with a strong message, I feel like it could have more. But we did see with Epic Meat Boy had like just a few. It's just at the double or something. But you know, I don't know. I feel like there's more potential there. It has a free update DLC, which were out, which was very relevant to world events. So that's something to keep in mind. We have their email. Yeah, the Steam owners, we have an idea of. Stratus seems to get the game in as many hands as possible to boost the reception of their next game, which they are working on. Confirmed. It's just named Game 2. Alright. They have a TikTok, which seems to be good. I need to check that out. I'm gonna do that off stream, so I'll have more info on that. I'll have more info that next marketing stream, which we will be doing next week. So don't worry, there'll be more Rainbow Slush coming your way. Might be doing well with Zoomers, but not so well with millennials. That was based on my TikTok assessment there. That's just speculation. They did a giveaway. The fish for reviews and streamers, created, etc. This was their launch. They had daily updates with memes, which were very solid. Again, all of this very gamer friendly. Very, very gamer friendly marketing. Very strong gamer marketing. Great. Well done. Released in between Hades and Spelunky. Not ideal. Came off very human. This, I think, is probably maybe one of their strongest things. Like, if people have seen this, if they'd banked on this, I think that could have been something special. Like, if they marketed it as like a refuge, people who's seeking refuge from having lived Jackie's life, because they're very human, they're very down to earth, like, image. That's how they come across, at least, in my opinion. Let's see. Follow the tried and true formula of game releases. Did everything well, but nothing really differentiated this launch from any other video game. I stand by that. I think that, except for just the game looking good. Let's start on the creative brief. Now, I want to let you all in on a little secret. That is the creative brief. Okay, this is a company that's a terrible spelling. Brief. It's a briefing, if that makes sense. This is a checklist of questions which help you in your project, and I highly recommend it to anyone working with creative communication. It's a great way to figure out where you are in the process and where you need to continue going. So we're going to do exactly that. And yeah, to make things interesting, let's just disclose the first few questions. I can say as much. There are, I believe, 7 or 8 questions. We are going to work with 3 of them now. First one is, what is the assignment? Okay, it's number 1. Next up is, what is our goal? Okay, they're very similar, but they're also very different. And then finally, for today, who is the target audience? All right, those are the first 3 questions in the creative brief. There are 4 or 5 more questions, but we're gonna stick to these ones today. If we bite over 2 more than we can chew, that's not ideal. Plus, it keeps things exciting. Maybe you'll come back for that. I can be like, hey, if you want to learn the whole creative brief, you gotta come back next time. You know, I gotta have some trump cards up my sleeve, guys. I'm new here. I'm trying. A little bit of that scarcity, you know what I mean? That's from the Octalysis model, so if you want to learn about that one too, stay tuned. Alright, but what is the assignment? Well, the assignment is to pull an Among Us on Going Under. And so what this means in essence is we want to give Going Under a second wind. We want Going Under to get a new round of popularity with a new, fresh bunch of sales numbers. Okay, that's what we want to achieve. Or rather, that's. So actually, I fucked up. Actually, this is a great example why they're similar but why they're different. This is the goal. So I'm gonna pop that into the goal. That's the goal. The assignment is different. The assignment is to create a creative communication plan for going under post launch. That is the let me do this. Communication plan. Ooh, that's some interesting spelling once more. To create a creative communication plan for going under post launch. That's the assignment. The goal is to pull an Among Us pull an Among Us on going under. That's the goal. You see the differentiation there? The assignment is literally what we're doing. That is just the very core practical acts of doing. It has nothing to do with what you want to achieve. It is just the fact of the work that you are doing. So if you're digging a hole, it's not about making a hole. That's not the assignment. The assignment is to dig. You know? What are you doing? You're digging. What's the goal with the digging? To make a hole. Right? Just the same here. We're creating a communication plan for going under post-launch. And the goal is to give it a second wind. Now, here we are at the big age-old question. Who is the target audience? Who are the people we want to reach? Who are the people who could be interested and have joy from this game? That is the question. And that is the question we're going to answer next time. But as I saw before, we have a hypothesis right here. I'm going to pop that in here. So again, if you want to sound off in the chat, if you think I'm a raging lunatic for thinking this, I want to hear it, because I could be. Sometimes I am. I am well aware. So yeah, if you want to join in on this, on the work, you can come up with all your ideas on who you think the target audience for going under is. Sometimes it's good to know when to leave off. Just strain yourself over and over. You might just run in circles. Sometimes you better kick back, relax, have a glass of water, play some Elden Ring, and have a chill rest of your evening. That's exactly what we're gonna do over here at the channel right now. We have a solid place to finish off right now. So for next time, key knowledge hunt. Who connects with the message? And target audience hunt. Alright, we're just gonna leave it at that. Thank you so much if you watched the stream. That is incredible. You're probably the only person who watched, and if you didn't watch the stream but you're watching this as a YouTube video later, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and I hope you were enticed to join in next time, or to keep the development of this little project. Because again, I'm looking to change the way I work creatively, and working directly on Twitch is really cool. And this is the first time I'm gonna do this, and it was really fun. Just, you know, talking out loud is kind of how I work already, and I don't know, it gives me a new, different drive. How to say, like scrolling through the web and looking for information this way. So this is just one out of 3 big stages, right? We're still in the information gathering stage. We're still trying to get those key knowledge points to move on to the strategy phase. And hopefully some of you guys maybe have joined the stream by that point, because in the strategy phase, it's really convenient to have some people to bounce back ideas with. If we have that or not, if it's just gonna be Ogarat, our friendly bot here, who wants to get me more viewers. Well, that remains to be seen. I'll be fine by myself too, but I definitely prefer working with people. As you know, more brains are better than one. That's always just how it is. I'm a designer, not an artist, and so I work on information. I would say that I'm not going to go on a rant about that. It's too late for that. Point is, if you want to see more, watch Rainbow Slush 2 at Twitch. You can also follow my YouTube channel, same name. And yeah, I'll be making VOD shorts out of all these streams. So if you just want to get the core essence of what we did during the stream, you can watch those when they come out later. But again, it's just me doing this, so it might take a little longer than, you know, just popping onto stream when we're live. And of course, the videos are up for about 14 days until it's over there. So definitely do that. And without further ado, we're gonna finish stream here. We might pop on for a little bit of Elden Ring later, but for now, I'm gonna say good night to all of you who came for the creative communication stream, and see you next Rainbow Slush.